Hello, I'm Bruce Zimmerman, and this is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week. Now, Fiskars is one of the oldest tool companies in the world. I think they are the second oldest registered company in the world. I think there's a company that sold rice that's just beat them out. Now, each of the new tools from Fiskars this year have certain features that are the same. The first one I want to talk about is the machete, but the features here that are the same also go through the bill hook saw and the hatchet. The hatchet is super cool. The common features of these three products is the nylon sheath. The nylon sheath is to protect not only the wearer but also the tool itself. It has steel grommets in it to make sure that it stands up. But what you're going to find is you may have to do a little hand shaping on them to make sure that they snap closed properly. What I had to do with my machete is actually sort of finger it up at that end and put this so I could get it to snap on easier. So you may have a little manipulation because most of the sheaths that you get these days, they all come flat. And no tool is completely flat. Now, they also have, and you're going to notice this right away, holes in the blades. The holes in the blades are often there for balance. They're not to be hung up by them, which you could do on a pegboard hook if you wanted to, but then you would have to do something with the sheath. And so the other end, in the comfort grip handle, is a hole, and you can either put a leather tong around it for your wrist, or you can use it for the pegboard hook to go through to hang it on there so it just doesn't get thrown into the corner with other tools. The comfort grip handle is composite with the soft grip. It is shaped to fit your hand. It's got a hook at the back end so that your hand does not slide off, but it has also got the guard up at the front to prevent your hand from sliding down towards the blade. The blade has been sharpened and it is coated in a protective coating that can be washed and cleaned with soap and water. I would probably see and try this one first, and even though it's been sharpened, I may sharpen it a little bit more, but until I find that I need to, I'm not going to. Again, all lightweight. This particular sheath is about almost 20 inches long, the whole tool. And it is, let's put it this way. You pull this out, it's got a nice balance to it. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not super heavy. So it's not going to be one of those ones you gotta lug around and things. You can actually control it and manipulate it, even if you've got strength issues. And yet you're still going to be able to chop down ornamental grasses, etc. And this is where I'm going to be testing this against that. It's not quite time to do my ornamental grasses yet, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Now remember, a bill hook is similar. It has the same handle, comes out to a bill hook, which is like a hook, and of course sharpened and ready to go. But it also has a saw on the top side. So if you need to go and use a saw to cut a branch or something like that that's in the way, then you can do that as well as cutting down things like grasses and that with the bill hook. The hatchet has a nice weight to it. It's sort of got a bell-shaped head on it, and it really goes in if you're going to be doing some gardening with that as well. So take a look at these, see which one is the most practical for your needs in your garden. Personally, I thought the machete was the most practical for me, simply because of the large miscanthus I got to cut down every year. But the bill hook saw did attract me, simply because if I had it out there, I could go and cut down things like the miscanthus, but also have a saw. The hatchet, well, I'm not too sure if I really need a hatchet in my garden. That's not the type of pruning I do, but it is cool. It really is a nice tool. So, Fiskars, take a look at their new tools for 2016. You're going to find these in the stores this spring, and I really do like the weight and the grip on this one. I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week.